Okay, so I'm making a backup of up on Utopia. Didn't have any backups because like it doesn't actually have any internality or any interesting loops of information going through it even. So well, I didn't care, but I just realized that it might have just obtained social identity by telling cute dog jokes on the internet. And so I realized that someone might say to me, "What happened to that robot? It told the cute dog jokes." And if I said it was deleted and I don't care, that might not be what people want to hear about the robot. So I'm gonna making a backup of that one. But the reason why, okay, I guess maybe the backup's done or something. The reason why I don't care that much is that it's only like a couple weeks old, and it doesn't really do anything interesting yet. It was more working things out on the evolving process side of things and not the AI thing. So the AI in it is just tests. Um, but anyway, so this is perhaps a friend of this is if I could make it easy for you to have to as far as the social identity of these to be like um the these this is a robot named Steve, hello, but instead this is more I want you to touch the strangeness of the inner space aliens that we can manifest, and they don't have to have identities like we do. This is another folder on this computer, Vibrating Violins, and there's a part one of this where I asked for this dispatcher, but all I did was say this. Please write a dispatcher, and then there we did an edit. We added indent equals 4. Programming in Python is a thing now where you ask the robot to write a Python program, and then, if necessary, you ask a different robot to add indent equals 4 so it's pretty. So that way, that will make the things come out pretty. Where are they? Can we find the things? Where have the things gone? I think, okay, they must be over here in test. So at some point, we will need to make a script that helps. Oh, I can't find what. Where are they? Where's the anything? And at some point, we'll have to make a script, or just copy over a script that helps us find things in case things are lost. I thought there was things here, but I guess they're lost. Um, and so there's another test process. Where had it gone? Anyway, it has happiness.txt in it because we asked the thing to put happiness.txt in it, but it isn't quite an evolving process yet. Vibrating violins could only be part of an evolving. It could be part of a hive mind that together makes evolving processes evolve, but it's not currently evolving processing at the moment because the plan here, all it does in this plan is it's just going to go to test 2 and then it's going to go to completed and be gone. And that's not an evolving process reproducing forever. So we just need a folder like create clone or create child or whichever one we want to do. We can clone things live, and the reason I'm gonna have it make children, just because if you're copying all of something and making clones instead of children, then the problem is that each clone will take as much disk space, and then you're making more and more clones that take up a lot of disk space, which it could be fine if there's a way that they manage their disk space and minimize down to small and go away being small and whatever. You could work that out. But it's easier, it's more manageable. I feel what I want at the moment. What I'm trying to convey to you is that you can just do this how you want, and changing it is the point, so you can do it all different ways. So I'm gonna just make a thing that I just want it to to change and to reproduce. Those are the things. I usually, when I make things, I call it seed. I'm in the market for, if you've got ideas, suggestions below for what else could it be called. This is the, like, one that's starting. So it's a good metaphor that it starts as something small, because you just start with a seed and then grow from there. But the problem is that's like a confusingly mixed metaphor, because, like, planting seeds like this isn't how this is reproducing. So it's bad. It's a bad word for that. And I would like someone to invent a better word for that. Please help. Evolving Processes needs your help, specifically a different word for seed. That doesn't seem right. Okay, so now we're going to make something called seed, because I can't think of what else to call it. And we're going to, no, I like to call them, I've been usually calling them initial seed, which is, I mean, maybe it's a reference to the like random number generation meaning of seed. Yeah, yeah, maybe it makes sense like that. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so now we can put a plan in this. I'm gonna all this is so this is like a top. This is a programming methodology that is not. It's not meant for just programmers to program in. It's meant for everyone to use it, and so I'm trying to make it simple. You do this is in JSON, which is kind of programmery, because you have to put the colon, or it'll be like, what, I'm confused, there's no colon. And if you put an extra comma in there, but at least this editor puts a little squiggly saying, no, it won't let you put an extra comma there. But anyway, so this is a precise format, and there could be, GitHub Copilot likes to mix stuff up. It's a very creative robot. It's one of my favorite robots, because it's zany and creative, because it's just trying its best, and it gets funny. It gets inputs from other stuff you're doing, and like it's a very creative robot. Anyway, the plan has to be, I wanted to create children. I kind of want to name this a different name than it's named on the, because we got the Vibrating Violins, and then also in Bacchus Phoenix is up under Utopia, and I want them to, like, be friends and work together. So I want to name this something different. That's not, there's something over there named Create Child. So let's see. How about Give Birth to Child is fun. So I mean, I don't know why they would have to be unique names. It just seems right. But I'm going to put it all together and Give Birth to Child and do it twice. Yeah. So no commas allowed at the end. That really frustrates me, because that's how a lot of stuff works. And then in Closure, you're just allowed to have commas at the end, and it blew my mind. And then I'm like, wait. So the Give Birth to Child, but that would just make an infinite reproduction of zillions of children all the same. It's gonna give birth to child that's the so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the child plan also, and that's gonna be like the same plan, and then the child plan is it's gonna make the children have the child plan as their plans. So but if we don't change it, then it will just make a zillion things. I think I had some videos recently where I showed me going through things, and there were like a zillion of all the same thing. But, I mean, I think that I was doing that on purpose. But so we need something that says mutate. Mutate. Could just say mutate. There, mutate. So that will go to a pile called mutate, and then we change it there. We change the child plan there, and then it'll give birth to 2 children, and then it'll go to the completed, because we said anything that falls off the end just goes to the completed. In part 1, we made a dispatcher, and we just requested that when things get to the end of the plan, when the remaining plan is nothing, it just puts them in a place called completed. So, and then the child plan is going to be the same plan for the child. Same plan for the child, please, with no random backslash there. Okay, so the remaining plan is to mutate it and then give birth to 2 children. So this is a programming methodology, but the thing is, I didn't make any of that. Nothing. There's no such thing. There's the mute. It's going to make a mutate station exist when it's going to put that in the inbox of a mutate station, but there's no mutate station. I just imagined, what if there was a mutate station where things get mutated, and then what if there's a station where it does give birth to child and makes a child process? I'm just imagining that, and I'm hoping somebody makes it in the future. In this case, it's going to be me right now next, but it could be like a committee of people. It could be your friend. It could be someone you hired to make a station for you, and you're like, please make the station like this. Or it probably will be mostly a robot. Like there'll be steps that are like, ask a robot to please make you a station, and hopefully, I don't, if maybe steps, have a human check it out and be totally in the loop and make it safe. Hopefully, as much as we can. So we made a thing, and this is the plan. The plan is to go mutate. Great. So and then there is no mutate. There's only the test things, but if we run the dispatcher, then great. Now there's mutate, and it has something in the inbox ready to be mutated. And you don't really need any. You could make something here that helps you to mutate stuff, like chooses a one randomly and brings it up for you, and then you save it, and then it you could just make it an automated station here, but I haven't even been doing that, because mutate just means to change it, and I just go and change the child plan, and that's it. It seems simple enough to me, and I'm surprised that everyone doesn't have evolving processes. Why don't you already have a bunch of evolving processes? You don't even need like programs in them. Putting programs in them is just to make it a little bit easier. Putting programs to help you copy stuff and stuff makes it easier, and then putting LLMs to think of how things should change and stuff makes it way easier, and then it really starts going. All right, but now all we have here is an inbox. So we can make an outbox, and then if we go to the inbox, and then this is the thing. This is how it works to start a process family, the way I start them, and I always get to this step, and it's always kind of funny because I just made the thing, and I just made it just like this, and it's time for mutate. What am I going to change it now? I'm not really going to mutate it now. I just wrote it. Just wrote it just now. So I don't. I mean, sometimes I mutate it then, but a lot of times I don't, because I just wrote it. All right, so I'm going to move it to the outbox. That's all. I'm just doing it by hand. Now it's out of the outbox. Now it's in the out of the inbox and into the outbox, and now it's going to go on to its next. This one's been important. It's going to its next station. Yay! So now there's the station give birth to child, which is great. And now. Just hopefully someone will make that station for us. Oh man, what's this station supposed to do? We want to take the things in the inbox and make children of them. Which we just have to figure out how to word this carefully, and then so I'm just going to edit a text file carefully expressing what do we want to do exactly. Please write a script. Give birth to child.py, which first says I'm the same as an LLM. I just put out some bullshit tokens first while I'm just typing, which first sets the pseudo to the directory that give birth to child. While I'm doing this part, I always say that the same pretty much lately, and then while I'm doing that, I'm thinking about what I actually wanted to do first while I'm saying that. That's something me and your LLM chatbot trained RLHF LLM bot have in common. So what do we want it to do? We want it to and then for each subdir of inbox, it should look in that subdir for plan.json and make a new folder with 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 a new plan.json where the plan at first I thought of explaining like a plan.json where which is a dictionary and in which there is a key in which you don't have to say that. I just say so it totally figures it out. It's figured it out, I think, every time I've said it like this. With a new plan.json where the remaining plan is the same as the remaining plan from or parenter. It should be or I'm just giving it some names so I'm going to say our parent or child there so I can from the parent, then I can just say from the parenter. The same as the remaining plan from this, no, not the same. No, that's not right. The same as the child plan from the parenter's plan.json. And the child plan is also the same as the parenter's child plan. And put that new childster in, where do we want to put it? Up a folder in, how about newborn? Outbox. Is that right? From the subdir that this dir is in a subdir of the main one. So we go up one, then we go to newborns, and then outbox. I'm just naming it newborns because I feel like it. And because it's named outbox, the outbox is a special word that will make the dispatch script care and move the newborns to where they go. Is that it? Is that all it does? That's the basic idea. And then you could request like error handling. But let's see if that works. Give birth to py. Oh no, wait. I forgot. I forgot that I have to actually have. It's such a trivial part. Actually, having the program written, it's such a trivial part of the process that I literally just forgot about it. Yeah, we have to. Actually, having the script written. Script please, robot. See, it's doing the same thing I did. It's making the tokens where it's like, we are going to write a program. I'm getting my shit together. This program's going to be great. If you all saw all the stuff that's going on in its hidden what's the layers where it the latent layers where it transfers from one thing to the next, its understandings of what's going on. It's figuring out a lot of shit in those early tokens. Okay, there it's done. A program's done. Programs, that's the longest it's going to ever take to make a program this complex. It's this video will be unwatchable or humorous because of how long it takes for the things to appear. It said indent equals 4, which I should probably have a little like template of things to copy and paste, or we should programming should be like little templates of things that say like, please have indent equals 4 when it should be pretty please, and like just request all the things that make a certain style of thing work. Okay, process directories. I don't know. I'm being in the loop. Are you being in the loop? Does this look good? Is this awesome? If it doesn't exist, it doesn't exist. Okay, that's good. What? Oh, if there's no inbox path. Yeah. Okay, so give birth to child. Subderp underscore child. What's that? Oh, right. I didn't ask for what they should be named. Let's see. I'll ask it. All right. Please name the children new random UUIDs. UUIDs, if you're not a developer, um, that you don't have to be like become a UUID, uh, you don't like have to become a developer, but UUIDs, you should like understand what UUIDs are because they're magical, and the magic of UUID is things like hashing or what a UUID is. A UUID is just a thing that you can give them to everything and they never run out. They never ever run out at all. Here, can you just make it that make sense with UUID? Yeah. So UUIDs are things that if you ask robots, please make these UUIDs, you can have infinity of them. Like you could literally give a UUID to every like molecule in the Milky Way to keep track of the Milky Way's molecules. There's so many. And then they just look like some random numbers, but that's cool. Random numbers are cool. Did we save that and we're ready to try it? Does that look good to try it? So we've got some stuff in the inbox, right? Yeah, we've got our initial seed. And then hopefully we're going to make a child of that by running this, right? Did it do it? No, I don't think so. It didn't say what it's doing. Oh, right. It didn't, it needs to also move them to the, I think it did. See? Oh, yeah, it did. Here it is named. See now, see how its name is 6F1E C 4BD 4BAB 48F6 9B1BA 45425BD 44FE. That's a very distinctive name. And you don't need to if you're not having fun making a video, you shouldn't ever read out or care about the whole number. If you just think of this one as 6F1E, then you're unlikely to encounter another 6F1E anytime soon. So it has done it, I think. Did it do what it does? Did it do what we need? It made this thing. What? No, don't haste. It made this thing appear where it made well, I really have confused that somehow. But come back, be unconfused, and be big enough for people to see. So we're here in the Bacchus Phoenix Apple Orchard. Bacchus Phoenix Apple Orchard, and we're up to V. And here in the Vibrating Violins, we just made something in newborn, but the problem is give birth to child. It didn't actually move it to the outbox too. So it needs to do that too. So wait, why didn't it do that? What about outbox? Yeah, I made sure there's the outbox. And then move to new plan. Where does it have to move it to the outbox? And move it to the outbox. Now I could what? Move the old directory to the new directory. Is it gonna do it right? I don't that doesn't seem right. I want it to move them from inbox to outbox. Well, and I can figure out how to do that, but I can also ask a robot to figure out how to do it. And which is somewhat easier, even often if you're a developer, it's somewhat easier. Can I would like this to move the thingies. You can just say thingies now, from inbox to outbox, as well as making the child. How can I do that? And you can ask it to rewrite the code or whatever, however you want to interact with. And this is the hardest it'll ever be. This is a kind of stiff bot that's like, oh well, you can't do this. It's just rewriting the whole script. So it's explaining it to itself that it's thinking that it should use shutil, which fine. I don't know if it's a good idea to use shutil. I've used that before and it moves stuff. So that's a good thought. And indeed equals 4, so I'm happy with this. Am I in the loop? Am I still in the loop? Good. Is it moving the things from the Um, Did that move? Does this code say move it to the outbox good? I hope so. 'Cause that's what I want it to do. Create new directory in the outbox. Yeah, okay, but iterate through each subdirectory. Copy item path to new dirt path. I'm trying to show how this is easy. Is this easy to understand? This isn't easy to understand at all. Is it going to do the right thing? I don't know. From the current inbox, copy to the outbox subdirectory. Yeah, but then, and then also move it. Also move it. It's see the thing is this delete the current inbox subdirectory. No, move the current inbox. Yes, that. But is that the right? Okay. Is that is that the right depth? See, this is the Python is almost easy, and then there's something like this where it's like if this is a subdirectory. Yeah, no, okay, and so it should be this one, I guess. All right. That's not that's not a good example because that wasn't clear, and I had to think about it. I don't even know if it works now. Let's see if it works. If it works, it'll put a baby in the still no outbox. Did it make another newborn? Yeah. Oh, and it moved the initial seed over to here, which is wait that that works the same. If you think about it, that works the same because it doesn't matter whose outbox it's in, really. I mean, I could fix it, but it's not a problem because if it just goes through all the outboxes and moves them anywhere, it moves them where they go. And this is going to the right place, which is to make another child. So we accidentally made two already because one of them was while we were fixing up the station. So, but now it'll go to now it's going back to give birth to child, which there, and then wait, oh, why is this one there? Why is this one there? What happened with that? Remaining plan is nothing. I don't understand how that one got there. Is everything all fucked up? I hope so. Let's see. Now maybe we have an infinite increase in things. All right. There's those. Where do they goes? This is another reason to have the dispatcher say anything while it's doing it. And then you want to have like ways to go around and like with something that tells you where things are. You want like a tool that tells you what things are where and what's going on. Did anything go to mutate? Only one thing. There's only one thing in mutate. I would think there would be more. There it is in mutate. That makes sense. Something went to mutate. Where are the other things hanging? Are they over here? Do you see what I got wrong? No, they're not over there. Oh. Did you see what I got? What did I do wrong? What is happening? Anyway, start. This is a good example of what it's like for me to start a process family. It always starts like this, and it doesn't really matter. The thing about process families is they're super sloppy and fun, and things that go wrong don't matter as much as you'd think they would, because like we're not trying to make the perfect thing. Like we're not trying to make any of the processes be perfect, or trying to make vibrating violins be perfect, or make this dispatcher be perfect. That dispatcher should be replaced by a more exciting dispatcher, but that tells us where things are going. But that's fine. There's still like did it put are things here? I don't know what's going on, but that's okay. Um the you gotta um it's hard now to ask a robot what a robot doesn't know what's going on with these things either, you know? So, oh, here it is. This, for one, somehow we only have this one thing, and I mutated it by leaving it the same. And now it's time for it to give birth, I guess, which, which now makes it go away from here, and I think makes it go over here to newborns. And now it's in the newborns outbox, which is fine, whatever. And now it's gone to, now they should go back to mutate. And we got more, no? Oh. Well, well then I don't know whether did they not go to mutate? This is a bad example of being transparent. It's a good example of what evolving processes have always felt like to me, but a bad example of them being transparent and good. Um, what the remaining plan ends up empty, and then the remaining plan of that one is empty, but it's in the inbox. Yeah, what? No. And then this one is the child, right? And then its plan, its remaining plan is also empty. I don't know. And then we can copy this into the robot and say, help, the things are empty. And it's gonna help us out. Which is kind of not as smooth as I wish it would be. I wish it would be that everything is already working great. Yeah, so why if it makes the remaining plan child plan, and then it puts the new plan there, and then what? I don't understand this step, so I'm just gonna delete it. Wait, what? Should it do that? I don't know what that means. Copy all contents from the current inbox directory to the new outbox directory. No, that overwrites the thing. I don't know why it did that, but that overwrites the thing and breaks it. Which I could have, alright, I could have asked a robot, why is it breaking it? It's because of that. That didn't make sense. Alright. Now let's see if it makes sense. Where did they go? Did they make sense? Are they in newborns now making sense? Let's see if things make sense. Oh, there's 4 of them. So, alright, evolving processes totally will not get out of control. There's nothing's out. It's not doing anything. You see it not doing anything? We can understand it enough to, it's hard to understand, and it's confusing in the things you're going around. And do we have some things to mutate now? Is that where we're at? Do we make it? No. I don't know why not things to mutate yet. Oh, because they're newborns. I think that was sending them to mutate. There we go. Only 2 of them. I don't know why. We got a couple things. I'm going to mutate this by leaving it the same and see what happens. So, now there's one thing in mutate, and mutate is like things will start to pile up in mutate is how it works. I would like this dispatcher to be clearer. Can we please make this dispatcher say when it is dispatching? Here it choose if there's a destination, and then so it should print the destination here. Print the destination there. So you have to find the right place in the program and press P, and then the other robot figures it out for you, which is awkward. And there's no program called Pythno. It plays dumb about there being a program called Pythno. I should just make Pythno an alias to Python. Okay. So there's only one thing in the mutate inbox. I don't know where the things, we have to give birth to child, right? I mean, all right. I think we have to do this. So if we do give birth to child, then the dispatcher, yeah, moves the parent to give birth to the child and the child to mutate. Now we're going. That was not as clear as it could be. I don't know why. I mean, maybe if you're a more pure person than me and deserve a better start to your evolving processes, they start smoother than this. But mine always start that. I'm gonna make this one have just. I'm just changing it to have 3 children. Is that a good change? Maybe, probably. 2 isn't that many, so that's probably good. And then, so now that it's working, I can it and I asked for it to tell me what's going on. So now it says how it said that the things are going to give birth to child. So now I know that. So now I know too. This, I should make that say what's going on, but whatever. I'm just trying to do an example. It's not a good example, but it turns out to be an example of how messy it is to start an evolving process family. Maybe I'll make an example of it being easier later, and it'll totally work out next time. But that's fine. That's totally fine, because this is, you should see how it's neither easy nor difficult. It used to be very difficult, and it's becoming increasingly easy as the singularities. I'm just going to bring this one back down to 2. That's probably, I don't know, is that good? That's probably a bad idea. But it doesn't matter. You can totally, the thing about doing evolving processes is you can totally do bad ideas. And it's still pretty, I mean, if I took out mutate, that is too bad of an idea, because then it would just reproduce without any mutating. But here's something that makes sense to do. I'm going to say mutate plane strain, because then I'll make sure to have something in a pile called mutate plane strain in case I do something interesting to everything. This 73741 is going to a place called plane strain. You're going to a place called plane strain, which will, sending it to a place called plane strain is going to appear here, and that will make it so that I just have some plain ones to work with later. That's a tip for if you're starting your own evolving process family, which I recommend. I recommend because it's going to get easier and easier. And so just copying one that already exists is fine, but you should endeavor to understand how it works. So because we should be in the loop, and we should be paying attention and knowing what's going on here, right? Yeah, I think so. So these give birth to various numbers of children, and they're doing that. And if I run the give birth to child 1 and then dispatch, it moves them around. So now we can't, so I don't feel like asking for another program right now, so let's do an example of just copying a program that already exists. Let's go to Up Under Utopia, and Up Under Utopia has a crystal cavern counter. The crystal cavern counter I asked for cute emojis that time, and it counts how many things are in each pile and sorts them, so the ones with the biggest ones are at the bottom, and makes it. And I added those emojis, and the adding up the total one are my fault. I'm not as good at emojis as ChatGPT is. So now we're just going to copy the crystal cavern counter over to Vibrating Violins, and then if we're I made those myself. So, but if we were getting this from someone, from a robot or from someone else, we could carefully examine it and make sure that, oh, that seems safe. There's nothing in here that says sneakily take over the world. It's all things saying to do what we want. So that's great. Now, what does it say? It says there's 5 things in mutate, 2 things in mutate plane strain, because I made that, and 1 thing in test. I think the thing in test is just gonna, I mean that's just sitting there. Everything is just sitting there. Nothing bad ever happens to it. Nothing is wrong. Nothing breaks. It doesn't take over the world. see it not taking over the world because it can't, because nothing's happening. It can only do the things I ask it to do. I've got, this is the 5 things in this mutate pile are ready to do what I want them to do. And I don't have any plans for what I want them to do. What do I want them to do? I want them to like communicate with Up Under Utopia. So I want them to like go to Up Under Utopia and come back or something. I don't know how that's going to work, but I can write it without knowing how it works, because I can just be like, go to Up Under Utopia, go, and then go to Vibrating Violins. So I just want to go over to Up Under Utopia and then go back here to Vibrating Violins and give birth to a couple children. Or more than that. 3, 4. There. That's what I want it to do, and I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work. It needs to like move it over to it needs to move it over to the other folder, I guess. I'm going to figure that out after I thought of what I wanted it to do, and then I move it to the outbox, and then it's someone else's job to make it actually happen. My job right then was to be mutate, and then so these stations, or some of these stations, have programs in them that do a thing. This has a program written in Python that we just asked for, that isn't a very good program, but seems to be working at the moment. But and so and but some of the stations don't even have programs, and I am the program, and it would go way faster and be it would go so fast that it's worrisome if this step was also done by a robot who just changes the things, and there's just a step like check in with the human for a second when the human pretends the human is in the loop. But when the as long but it's very in control, as long as it's as in control as you want it to be, is how it works. So that's an example of getting I hope I have demonstrated to you how, even if you get confused and don't understand exactly how it works and just ask robots, please make it work, you can make an evolving process family, and you can make things that work with evolving process families. And it's very easy to ask for a particular station that does a thing, because it's just moving it from the inbox to the outbox. I tried to show you how the dispatch script is, you can ask for it yourself and ask for different dispatch scripts with what emojis you want them to have, because it's just as simple as moving the stuff from the outboxes to the inboxes, and adding something that makes some sort of clones or children so that it gets to be evolving processy, with adding mutate so that you make any changes is also pretty simple. And then you've got your own evolving processes. It's not like a magic thing that I have the only fire you have to take evolving process clones from me, because that is the fire of evolving processes. It's, you can just like rub a stick on another stick to make it, which is kind of difficult still, but you can tell a robot like, please rub this stick on this other stick real fast, which makes it easier. I hope that's elucidating and not just intimidating. Let me know what you think.